Gremlins 2, the new batch. This is the sequel to Gremlins. I'm reviewing the Gremlins movies because sequels of the Mogwai just dropped on Max. I'm definitely going to be reviewing that on this channel for you guys. Anyways, Gremlins 2 is one of my favorite weird movies. And what I just mean by that is it's just such an odd movie. I remember watching it after watching Gremlins for like the dozenth time because I always watch Gremlins. I don't know why. Gremlins 2 I just never watched. I guess it's just because like Gremlins is like a sacred movie in my mind. And Gremlins 2 like was Gremlins was always on Netflix. Gremlins 2 wasn't, and I was just kind of like, all right. It was just kind of there. Finally watched it, and I went, what the fuck was this? The movie is bonkers. And I kind of love that now, but if you watch this thinking like you're going to get a movie like the first Gremlins, you definitely are, but you're also not. And what I mean by that is the story of this movie was Joe Dante did not want to make a sequel, Warner Brothers. So they went. The movie was a huge hit. Gremlins came out the same day as Ghostbusters, the first one, believe it or not, back in 1984. They wanted more Gremlins, and so they looked for other directors, other people to do the project. None of them wanted to do it, which is really shocking to me because, like you can't just get anybody to do it. I don't know. I guess they just didn't find anyone they're confident in. Maybe that's why we haven't got a Gremlins 3, but who knows? Joe Dante didn't want to do it. He had a lot of problems with puppetry in the first one and things malfunctioning. But they finally kept pestering him about it, and he was like, all right, I'll do it on one condition. You let me do whatever I want. And that's basically what he did. And so there's a lot of weird gags that only someone like Joe Dante would think are funny. You have Leonard Moulton in the movie reviewing Gremlins, talking about how much it sucks, and then getting attacked by Gremlins. Like just weird things like that. There's a lot of Looney Tunes type gags. There's a Gremlins that talks in this. There's just a lot of weird things in the movie that are so much fun watching it. And it just makes for a really entertaining movie. There's a lot of awesome visual effects with all these new Gremlins involved with it. It's just a really fun movie, but it's also really bizarre as a sequel. And I think that's why we never got a Gremlins 3 in the 80s. I'm sure that the Warner Brothers very much wanted to, but they looked at this movie and they're kind of like, what is this movie? It's just kind of, it's just insanity next degree. And I still think we should get a Gremlins 3. I think we will someday, but there's a lot of crazy things that goes on in this movie. And it leads to just it being an insane movie that's unlike anything you've ever seen. And that's kind of what's special about it. You'll never get a movie like a Gremlins 2 ever again. And that's kind of what's special to me about it. That's why I'm a huge fan of it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe.